just want this nightmare to be over. I've been unfollowing a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of political accounts. I've been limiting my access to the news. I do have children, and I have a cat, and I will be watching with my Xanax and my bottle of Sauvignon Blanc.
Well, I actually have a cheat code. I'm a psychologist, so personally, I've been able to sustain an adequate amount of stress and anxiety through self-care. Obviously, working out here. I just left boxing, so lots of sleep and quiet time out in nature.
People are going to have unresolved feelings and not sure what to do with them. So I think they'll be seeking yoga, maybe more, alone time, mental health resources like counseling. I think people are going to feel big feelings and not know what to do with them.
I'm definitely going to be probably watching Fox News. After I get back from playing tennis, I'll be watching the news for sure. Probably until very late.
I think the thing that worries me the most about the election is that come Tuesday, I don't think it's going to be over either way.
All right, thanks for joining me for episode number 2 of My Curious Mind podcast. I hope you found the opening video interesting. Had a couple of people talking about their fears of the election and what they're really afraid of and what they think the potential outcome might say and how it's going to ultimately impact their feelings and their emotions moving forward. But before we move any further, I would like to give credit to the creator of the video, Reuters. You should go onto their YouTube channel. They have a lot of great, interesting videos. Like and subscribe, and they have good content. But like I said, I just want to give them credit for the video. But so it brings me to, why are we so afraid? While I was watching the video, the entire time I was really trying to take a moment to try to really feel what each individual was talking about. One of the interesting things from the video that I found interesting is that they kind of got 2 different perspectives. You got a liberal perspective of what they're afraid of, and you got a conservative perspective of what they are afraid of. And I found that very interesting, and I think the people were very organic and realistic, and really tried to give their honest feelings and opinions. But it also made me really try to think deeper into ultimately, what are we so afraid of? And I came up with 3 basic key points or reasonings of why I think we are all so afraid of this election, and probably every election moving forward. So the first key point is, I want to say, we all struggle with the binary political model that we have here in America. You either got to choose between Republican or Democrat. And yeah, there's some other options out there, like the Libertarian Party, but let's be honest, it's Republican and Democrat. You look at each election cycle, I only see Republican and Democrat ads. Maybe I've seen a Libertarian ad before. I really can't remember. Maybe I have. So with the 2-party system, the binary system, it kind of forces you to pick a side, to go all in on one side and pick between the two options that we have, Republican and Democrat. Since we have a binary political system, I really don't think the candidates are really incentivized to really offer any true policies now. I do think in the past, at one point in time, we had a system where candidates made an effort to offer some policy or some agenda ideas. But I think that doesn't really happen anymore. And I think that's one of the reasons why people are really afraid. My second point, candidates spend all of their time attempting to scare you into voting for them. And it goes back to the whole policy thing. They're not really pushing no policies. They're trying to force you with a scare tactic into voting for them. They're trying to make their opponent the boogeyman. So if I am running for office and the person that I'm running against, if I make that person seem very scary, like they're going to do something ultimately to impact your life in a negative way, then whether you agree with me on my policies or whatever agendas I may have, I kind of force your hand to maybe vote for me or think about voting for me, or better yet, not even voting for the other person and maybe just sitting out and not voting at all. So by doing that and making the other person seem like the boogeyman, candidates are really good at doing this one phrase that I feel like I've coined and I kind of come up with in my mind. It's called trigger words or trigger phrases. And these trigger words or trigger phrases are often negative, and they often invoke, let me say it again, they often invoke a response of hate towards the other side. So that's another reason why we're all so afraid. So my last reason why I feel like we're all so afraid of this election is that we all struggle with objectivity. Objectivity is really hard at times in politics. We often refuse to hold political candidates responsible or hold them accountable for the things that they do that are wrong, because we either like something about them or we want to vote for them. And this statement is very important, what I'm about to say. At least I think it's important. Without objectivity, there can be no clarity. I'll repeat that again. Without objectivity, there can be no clarity. So those are my 3 reasons why I think we're all struggling with the outcome of this election and why so many people are afraid. But just like on my podcast, episode 1, I just want to motivate everyone to think clearly, have some objectivity so that you can have some clarity. And regardless of who wins this election, which I believe they're still tallying up votes, I don't think they've officially called it yet, America still has its same problems that we have to deal with. And we'll only get through those problems together as a whole, not as a divided group or through tribalism. So, just like always, please hit the like and subscribe button and stay tuned for more podcast episodes.